Before I start, I want to warn you that the kiddo's allergies were really bothering him when I recorded this. So there's a lot of background, that. So if you don't want to hear that throughout the entire video, you don't have to watch. You won't hurt my feelings. And if you do watch, just be warned, you're gonna hear a lot of that. I did not coordinate that. Okay, I'm kind of cold. I have doll's dress. And it's winter allergy season, so the child's in the next room coughing a lot too. So, I have this doll who is beyond pink Barbie's head on a Wonder Woman body. And I know what I want to try to put on her, but with this body, I'm not sure if either will actually fit. These are things that I made. This skirt of iridescent fabric. And this fabric that I used, I did not find yardage for it. I actually found some clearance, like big tote bags that I bought with a specific intention of cutting those apart to use them for doll clothes. You know, I'm not a big fan of cutting existing clothes apart to make doll clothes, but those bags seemed like they would be okay because they were hung around so long. I actually got them from Bargain Hunt, which is a local chain of like salvage resale stores. So these were actually had originally been in Target, and they hadn't sold from Target, and Target put them in Bargain Hunt, and they hadn't sold in Bargain Hunt, and they went on clearance, and pretty steep clearance, so I didn't feel at all bad buying them to cut apart to make doll clothes. Alright, and the shirt, since this body has these big hands that don't come off, I feel like the shirt options were limited for this body, but since I have lace on the cuff, I think it should fit over the hand. Alright, it's a little see-through though, so probably, if I can actually, looks like this shirt is going to fit. Yeah, I will find something else to put as a layer under it. I made a couple lace shirts like this a few years ago, and those turned out to be some of those things that are always seem to be worn by another doll, so I figured it was time I might as well make another one. Alright, and I've done this before. I know these lace shirts have this, this was Jewel something Barbie. It was the one with that, like, soft and squishy abdomen. And I've put this under the lace shirts before as a modesty layer. See, it's not super obvious once it's under the lace. Pretty sure this ivory lace is something that Susan sent. It's very nice and delicate. Alright, and we'll see if this fits on the Wonder Woman body, since I made this Barbie size. And I made this before I standardized my pattern, so it's kind of weird. Oh, it's so close. Kind of a weird size, I think that's what I was in the middle of saying. Alright, now the frustrating part will be finding shoes for this body. I mean, I could just go with the Wonder Woman greaves cut down into sandals because those are guaranteed to fit. Or I could try to find maybe another color. of wrestling boots. Most of the wrestling doll shoes I have are the boots. The heels I've had are on dolls. Because of course they are. And here's one of these. It's relatively neutral. Here's the other one. Alright, and here's where I take forever because I think she should have jewelry that matches that fake gold. I'm just not sure how much of that I have. Well, this isn't that fake gold, but you know, I like those. We discussed that in the last video. Although these are her original earrings, so it might take some effort to get out of her head. It's pretty hard to get these out without either breaking them or stretching them out. It's that fairly simple silver stud that I'm pretty sure I have a lot of. And this doll has holographic, just a few bits of holographic tinsel in the hair and just a few pieces of glow-in-the-dark monofilament. And this is a very secondhand head, and there are actually cuts in those specialty fibers. That's why I have her hair put up like that, to hide the cut ends. So I could give her the giant Goliath earrings too. Actually, I could cut them off and then they'd be the Monster High logo. Alright, do I have gold that's about the same as the shoes? What do I just want to go with? Let me see if I have earrings that do match the shoes. I think I've mentioned before, I'm not a huge fan of gold anyway. I accept gold now a lot more than I did when I was younger, but I think it extends to the Barbie stuff, not including a lot of gold, just because it's not my inclination. And yes, I know my storage solutions and quotes are kind of dubious anyway, and it's even worse for this earring hole. You thought I'd get this doll dressed fast, based on how quickly she moved to the clothes. I didn't realize you'd be watching me dig for earrings for 5 minutes. Okay, I think that's all of those. So let's see. Those are highly themed. Oh, those are the Ever After High doll with the shoe earrings, which is a very specific thing, but would be just shoes are funny as earrings. So let's see how it goes. I don't like how big the ball is at the top. Also, it's very loose. Alright, no shoe earrings. Let's see, these are Cleo or Nefarious mismatched earrings. I don't think I'll do those, they're both too highly themed. Alright, I think I'm gonna say I like the triangles, but this one is so loose. I don't know if I boiled this earring whole if it would shrink in size a little, but I would not be doing that now. Forgive the child's sounds, like I said, allergies. He will get his allergy medicine before bed. Yeah, I think I like the triangles. Hopefully that one won't fall out. Alright, I don't think I have any necklaces in this fake gold tone. I have this bracelet, but it requires hands being removed to be worn, and that's not going to happen on this doll. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have any. Oh, wait. Okay, the fake gold tone necklace I have is highly specific from Disney Descendants doll. So I don't think it'll work. Now it sticks out too far. Yes, this storage is a mess. The stuff down there I've forgotten I had. Pretty sure there was originally a fake gold. This necklace came with the Barbie called Dream Store set from the early 80s. I still have this necklace and bracelet that came from that set. And I know there were gold accessories too, but like I said, as a kid I just didn't accept gold. Not because I disliked gold for any of its intrinsic values, I disliked gold because everybody liked gold, so why would I want to like what everybody likes? So... I just don't trust how floppy that is. I feel like it's going to fall out. I'm going to go over the top and do these. Even though a little short one over the neck. Doesn't really show them off to full advantage. Alright. Do I want to add a jacket on top of it? Because I made all these absolutely ridiculous jackets. I just don't know if her hands will go through them. Yeah, I'm going to see about this jacket. Make it from kind of over the top to absolutely over the top. But only if I can get the hands to go through. Which, right now I have no confidence that'll work. This side will probably work because the hand is curled over. So there's not as much to grab things. But even when you stretch it out, this is not a huge opening. Making sure the fabric isn't twisted up and strange inside. Let's see the fingers. Yeah, this might have to go on a more traditional Barbie body with smaller hands. It'd be so much fun though. Yeah, I gotta give that up. Does that one have... Okay, this one does not have cuffs. But it's very dark. And very small. Alright, let me get this idea up. This is fine. So, there's that outfit. And that was the one I hadn't like ideas about. So it's like a lot of this fabric I have left doesn't really match these dolls who are left. Not fabric, a lot of these clothes that I've made doesn't really match these dolls who are waiting. So I would like to put these together maybe, but I don't know if these sleeves would go under. It's like a lot of the dolls I have left don't really have a purple color palette. I guess I'll take her by default. This is Glam Barbie, and her original eyes were painted with the pupils a little asymmetrical, and I tried to even them out, and I don't think I did a very good job, but this is probably one of my favorite incarnations of the Generation Girl face, just because this particular variation, the Jam & Glam head, has this scalp that rotates like Tiffany Taylor and Tuesday Taylor. So the head's just a little bit different from standard Generation Girl Barbie. And it's a little bit smaller. Plus she has ridiculous early 2000s makeup. Which I also, there were some paint rubs on her lips that I had to fix. Alright, am I gonna need the knit sock? And in theory, she should probably have something under this lace bodysuit for Modesty too, but since I'm going to be putting something over the lace bodysuit, I don't feel quite so self-conscious on her behalf. I'm only assuming that this bodysuit will actually fit. It's an old pattern that I've been using for years before I got quite as picky about the way stuff fits as I am now when I sew stuff. And it's also made of a fabric that I've never used before this sewing session. I also made these. Let's see, do I want to go all out with the galactic skirt? Because that would match. I want to go with this that I originally thought of. See if I can get these hands through here, or am I going to have to put the sock on? No, see, it was just fine with little Barbie hands. Wait, no, it went through a thumb punch through the lining. It's probably shoving these shirts bodysuit sleeves up. You know how it is when you put on a jacket yourself and the sleeve and sides, you're not holding it. And it gets shoved all the way up to your armpit. what's going on here? Fingers, fingers. Thumb. Thumb. Also punch through the lining fabric. There we go. And her scalp is flipping all over the place. No, that is not a complete look. And of course I say that part of the reason I started trying to make so many things out of these Minky, one pile Minkies that I got from Phantasm Creations was just because I wanted to use that up, but I know once I started working on it that it's also heavily influenced by the textures of certain competing doll clothes. Let's see, do I want to be completely over the top of the galaxy print? Or do I want to be more neutral and business-like? The contrast. The contrast of the business-like plaid. Yeah, I'm going to go over the top of the galaxy print. Alright, well at least she has normal Barbie feet and can wear normal Barbie shoes. Mostly. They are older style feet. This is that hair fiber that shows every crimp and wave of what it's sitting on top of when you boil flatten it. So the back of her hair is very, shows evidence of how I had it tied down to try to get it flat. Alright, but she has more shoe options. Straight down to the colorful shoebox. I didn't know I was going to go for those shoes. But that is a shoe style that I like a lot. Oh, that's right, yeah, the other one is broken. Or I could go totally out of date. See how badly, obviously, is that broken. Fairly obviously. Well, those would be perfect if that ankle strap weren't broken. Yes, I know in theory I should probably get rid of those shoes. Do I find them so unacceptable? And I wish that these actually matched. But they don't. I mean to paint them eventually to see if I can make them look like they match, because I really like this style. But they don't match. Go completely in the other direction. Oh, some more pink. There's a outfit we're concentrating on purple. Yeah, if I don't get these in there just right, they won't fit. Alright, so where do I want to go with the comfort shoes? If she had ankles, I probably would put her in these little Oxfords. for 90s, other super 90s shoes. The clogs. I don't think any of my vintage pumps quite fit, because that's from a slightly older style of foot. Well, that seems to be hanging on there pretty well. I might put one of those. Yeah, that's it. We're gonna do the Hurley vintage style pumps. Not vintage style, they are vintage. I didn't draw them. They don't seem to quite fit. Alright. I don't know if I should try and make a necklace, because I wouldn't be able to see it through all the foof of the jacket. Would you? Her head is so tiny. And that's what they're used to saying about modern Barbies. Don't think I have any purple hats. If I do have any purple hats, they're probably being worn. It's way too small. Yeah, this Repro Frenzy hat. It's lost its cachet after being stuffed in here for a while, sorry. Okay, I'm thinking no hats. Probably. Again, this is an old Barbie thing that originally had fake hair on it, so it was like she was wearing a wig or a fall from the 90s. And it kind of works, but it is made for a much larger head. And this actually got pried off of one of those little faux Doom dolls that someone gave me. Could be cute with some mark. Oh, there's the pink one I was thinking of. Actually, I might go with the 90s beret. Her hair's getting so messed up now. Well, that was a Mackie Barbie sculpt and a Generation Girl Barbie sculpt, so I actually have another Barbie sculpt here, so I will just grab that. It's a Superstar doll. She was one of the Christmas dolls, so she actually has green eyes and red lipstick. And she's from the 90s, later 90s, when they'd stopped using this face or play line so much, so she has the late 90s kind of face paint, which is just a little uncommon on Superstar. But I'm not sure if I made anything that would work with her neutral shadow and red lip. Oh yeah, I'm going to try those on a doll. I have these wild tights I made in green and red. I don't think this is red enough. Let me see if I can get this lace shirt on her. Well, okay, I'm getting an idea. Where is short sleeves? All right, in here is an undershirt. I believe it's not being worn by anybody. An undershirt I made for another lace shirt once upon a time. Not sure if it'll fit this body though. It was for a Tammy type of doll. So it might be a little large for a articulated fashionistas type of doll. But of course the question is, can I get the fingers through the sleeve without poking out the sides of the sleeve, or do I need the sock again? Okay, that side works. This is going to be a big jumbled mess until I get everything in place. I mean, it might be a big jumbled mess after I get everything in place too. I don't know. And I know it probably would be easier to dress things, well, I've been through easier than expected, if I leave the back of the shirts open and not sew them together at the very bottom. But when I first started sewing doll clothes in the early 90s, or mid-90s, I discovered that it was really easy to stretch stuff out and make it so those back bottom edges never ever matched if they weren't sewn together. And while I am probably better at sewing doll clothes now than I was then, I still worry that if I don't sew them together, they're not going to match up. But then that can make it hard to put on the dolls sometime. Alright, now, to make it businesslike, or peaky. So this is one of the skirts I made when I was getting the patterns worked out for the pencil skirt pattern to share. So it's actually sized to fit the so-called original body, which is like what the Made to Moves use, the non-curvy Made to Moves, which is actually larger than this old fashionista's body in the hips and waist. So it should work with the shirt. I'm just not sure. I like that shirt. I just might have made a very awkward, unpleasant lace shirt there that won't ever actually work well with anything. And this I made before I even made that, when I was still improvising around my old Fashionistas belly button Barbie body size sheath skirt. So it's also much larger. So you can tuck things in for this body. Thread. Oh yeah, I didn't finish that. In the big box of dolls that Barbie's GBF gave me late last year was a Hamilton Creation candy, Hamilton Design candy, who had all of her hair cut off and like some horrible fiber glued back on that he'd removed. Was also wearing this dress that was sewn on. It was just not my style, but I carefully picked off the crocheted stuff that was on top And these are separate pieces, so yesterday I stitched the skirt to the top, but I still need to put the snaps on, or else this would be in here as potential clothes. I'll get that done sometime. Alright, so I don't know if I consider this lace shirt valid. Or would be better under something. Or, ooh! Alright, that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do, and that's going to take care of the large size in this shirt that it's currently on top of. It's just going to take me a moment to get everything sorted out. Alright, well, this shirt I did make unfastened completely in the back. But I guess that's because it's fairly sturdy, and I didn't think there'd be any chance of stretching one side out more than the other, which is always a potential problem with knits. And this kind of lace is sort of a glorified knit. So I just need to get more confident with myself and make the backs open at the bottom more often when I make lace shirts. Come on, you went through without a problem before. It's because I'm trying to hurry. You saw it. This hand slipped through before without me even trying. There. And even this lightweight hook side of this hook loop tape keeps getting stuck to the lace. Alright, now alright, yes, I like that a lot better. With most of the lace shirt under the red shirt. Which I could get out the skirt that I made to go with that red shirt and the other lace shirt. Which I'm not even sure, I think someone's wearing that other lace shirt right now. Shirt down farther. Excuse me, trying not to be rude, Barbie. Alright, I think we're there on that. Her white pearl earrings work fine. This is just to see. So I'd probably actually have to take the skirt completely off to get this, these tights. I think I can go with it. Okay, I wonder if I could tuck the shirt into the tights down, keep that in place. Or if the tights are going to ride up so far that you'll be able to see them above the waistline of the skirt. Waistband. I switched between saying waistline and waistband mid-sentence and said waistlined. These tights are made out of, someone gave me some of those fake Halloween tattoo sleeves, or Halloween fake tattoo sleeves, that are kind of generic tattoo flash printed on power mesh. And I made Barbie tights out of them. Alright, so we need some shoes. Don't want to do anything with her hair. Actually, what I want to do with her hair is like, lead singer from Berlin. I want to tip it with not necessarily black, but another color on the bottom. I haven't figured out how to do that without like getting paint everywhere. The original doll had a headband and was very, not the kind of doll personality that you would think would have black tipped hair like that. I don't know what shoes I have that will fit over. Okay, that does, but that's the completely wrong angle, so they stick out weird. I mean, they fit. Okay, this is what I wanted small, short boots. Boots. Alright, so where's the other one? Yeah, did I? Oh, it didn't. Okay, so it did not just drop all the way back down below everything. Through the gap in the lid. It did not. Alright, I want to use her hat. It was just in the hat box. I know I have a red beret. Oh, would I rather give her a black hat? I need black berets too. Hat box, it's not a box. I have so many black berets from female action figures. Where is the red beret? The red beret is also from a female action figure. I really should sit down and figure out how to make the two ways to make berets, doll berets or berets in general. Is this is it's kind of like a fabric yo-yo. It's just a circled elastic around the edge. I like the shape of that, but I think it's too much red. And I'm not even counting the fact that it's a slightly different red. You do berets like this, that it's a circle on top and then a sort of donut shape on the bottom. Plus this one also has a band. And I also have this beret, which is the exact same beret as the previous one. I just folded the band to the inside. Yeah, that's the winner. Well, that's cool. I had no idea how I was going to dress this doll. because, like I said, most of the stuff that I've sewn has been pink and purple that I sewed recently. Well, alright. Go overboard. I did line this in purple. I hear you, Chip. Hold on. Hold on, Chip. Hi, Chip. Meow, meow. Oh, do you want your snackies? Is it snackies time? Alright, Chip, give you snackies. Okay, anyway, I had been jokingly sort of not on a doll, but holding this leopard print fake fur jacket up to this plaid skirt before, just because, you know, I'm one of those people who jokes about plaid is neutral and leopard print is neutral, so they should go together. And I actually think I do like this. I'd say this outfit has a lot more personality than what I expected this old superstar head would turn out with. If I can just get the hat to stay on. Of course, she's a doll. I can jab a straight pin into her head. I do that a lot. For a while I wanted to reroot this head with dark blue hair. But I really appreciate the fact that she has not only thatched bangs, but they're thatched at an angle, so she has an interesting rooting pattern. So if I could figure out how to tip her hair, I think I would like that. But I gotta figure out how to do it without staining the doll, and also in a way that's permanent. I think I could just paint the hair, but I don't know how permanent that would be. Alright, and to make sure that the beret stays on, I'm going to jab a pin in her head. That wasn't as bent as I thought it would be. I was going to use a bent black straight pin. Put the black straight pin that was in the part where I keep bent pins, because I have uses for bent pins. Turned out not to have been bent that much. Alright, that's a little more bent, I think. Probably just use. Let's see where I could use red and make it decorative. You know, if I'm going to do that, I'll put a few on. Yeah, there we go. That, for some reason, was the bead in the ceiling. Alright, do I have any other pearlescent? Yeah. Slightly gold, a few slightly gold pearlescent headed straight pins, not terribly straight, which will work with the wrong angle. That one's coming back out the other side into my finger. I know some people don't like to jab straight pins into doll heads because they feel weird about it, but trust me, the doll doesn't mind. If this body had a hole drilled in the fingers for an obnoxious ring, I would totally put an obnoxious ring on it. Do I want to use. Okay, I'm second guessing myself on the boots. I want taller boots. Maybe. Yeah, just don't look at her from behind because these boots have a slit in the back and tights hang out. Alright, these. Okay, this outfit, this doll turned out to be a lot more fun than I expected. Alright, and then I had another idea for another doll. This is one of the dolls I completely repainted. And, yeah. She's not amused. I really should have, her hair, this was Happy Family Midge, so she had her hair in little braids on each side. And I took the braids out without bothering to straighten the hair. I thought maybe the crimped texture on the sides of the hair would be interesting, but no, it's just weird. But I wanted to see how these shorts fit this wrestler body. Because I used like my older kind of looser Barbie size shorts. Barbie size jeans pattern, I cut them into shorts. Alright, they fit this body pretty well. And I made this obnoxious jacket. I was using up the last of this gray camo print. And I had just enough for this jacket to make the front and back, but not the sleeves. So I had these sleeves, but this needs a shirt. There are no, the only other shirt I have left here that I made is this, which, I mean, it's lace again, so it would have to have something under it, and also there's no way these wrestler hands are getting through there. So I need a shirt to go with this stuff. Could just go super simple. I mean, it would match. No, it's, to me it's a joke because who uses the shirts that come with Made to Move? I'm sure a lot of people do, but I don't, in general. Now here's another one of those. I only just took this off of a doll recently, one of those lace shirts I said I made years ago that was always being worn. It's not full lace though, it's lace details, so it's a little more modest. I could put that on her, but the lace, again, sleeves under sleeves, it might get jammed up and uncomfortable to think about. We could go old school, Generation Girl, Chelsea elbows from a much smaller body. Do I have? Actually, you know what? I'm going to go for the Made to Move shirt because you probably won't even be able to see it under. Of course, I'm only assuming that her hands will go through the cuffs. You saw that didn't work out terribly well on the Wonder Woman body and the cuffs on that other jacket. Wrist stuff. Yes, okay. Well, that side works, so in theory the other side will also work, although it feels like your hand's bent over completely. I didn't line this one, so it shouldn't be quite as obnoxious as that other one. Alright, it just goes through without a problem at the very end. Alright, I personally don't like it when the seam allowance on cuffs like this gets flipped toward the hand. So I'll usually take the bodkin and push it so it's back up toward the sleeve. Alright, let's see if this is even worth keeping on this doll. These are my 5 pockets jeans pattern that have 5 working pockets, just because I can. Alright, now, again, the question on this doll will be shoes. Shoes. And this cat applique, I'll just put it on this romper that I have no idea if I'm going to put on anybody, is a print fabric I found in Google years ago. I made a shirt for me and then the shirt didn't actually fit and I don't have the shirt anymore. There were a lot of different cats on it, but I just thought this cat with the flip phone was hilarious. Alright. Shoes. Now I know I have some wrestling doll shoes that are kind of in this general color scheme. I was thinking of these, those might be too dark. Where's those gray, obnoxious gray shoes that I rejected earlier? Oh, those are ridiculous. I have black ones too. No, these metallic. They are marked with the Bella bees. Oh, there's room for those for socks. I have 2 pairs of black boots, but I don't know if they're both free or if someone's wearing them. Okay, this is the pair I want. Maybe I have 3 pairs of black or some boots, because I think I have one with laces on it. I'm pretty sure those are the only one. Very close, but still a bit different. Tell me the ones with the big thing. These? I don't think these are foot specific. Last time I had this midge head on a body, even before I repainted her, when she still had her original Happy Family midge face and hair, I still ended up dressing her like a wrestler. Even though that was on a made-to-move body, so I'm just amused that she's still dressed like a wrestler. And by dressed like a wrestler, I guess I just mean ridiculously, colorfully, and with some really weird fabric choices. I hear you out there again, Chip. Hold on. Yes, Chip. Chippy, chippy. Chippy. Do you want back out again? Chippies. once again, not happy. He only likes attention when it's his idea. Alright, do we have socks? Do we have this? Chippy? What do you think, Chip? He's sitting there staring at the door now, Chip. I knew you would. Well, we know I put purple socks. Another dog is, of course, if she didn't wear wrestling, she'd be more like wearing these lazy things. I see you getting closer to the door and staring at it, Chip. Because that just kind of emphasizes how loose. It's our Chip. Do you want out? Or are you just sitting there? I'm not going to leave the door open, it's too loud. You just sitting there, Chip? Okay. Should probably clip that loose thread. I don't know, I feel like that didn't really fill in the space. But I'm going to go with it anyway. For a while I was trying to dress dolls. So there was always one, like, stylistic choice that I didn't really agree with. And I kind of forgot that I was doing that. Okay, Chip's going under my desk to sleep. I felt like that led to more interesting outfits because they weren't just pure my brain. But I don't know if it really worked, or if it's just me being aware of me making choices that I wouldn't normally make. So in this case, like, I don't think that I would go with those socks necessarily. So I'm going to go with them because they don't exactly make sense to me. But they do match the pants and the cat on the edge of the shirt. Let's see. I don't think you can squeeze. Those wrestler feet, well, the heels aren't high enough. Even if you could get them into, nah. Excuse me. These actually might work on the feet, but these are old enough that they're starting to fall apart now, which is sad. Because, you know, all those early 2000s vinyls just didn't last. These are too tall for these feet. Yeah. These are just a little too big. These are actually holding together fairly well, but they are flaking apart just from overuse. These are old King State shoes for Jean. Well, it's like they actually work pretty well in that body. But I'm not sure. Like I said the other day, I'm not sure if I like this doll enough to give it good shoes. Maybe I'll keep that in mind for the future. Okay, I would like to put wild things in her hair. I'm not sure I have anything. I feel like she'd be a good one to put one of the bandages on. See, I'm using the pastel bandages a lot faster than I'm using the bright bandages. Put this on the other side of the caddy. Alright, hair stuff. What can I do for hair stuff? When I'm thinking putting things in her hair, I don't have a clear idea of what I mean by putting things in her hair. So that's not helping me figure out what I want to put in her hair. Grouping. I don't think I have any good goggles. Most of them more generic. Okay, I have these the yellow witch goggles and the gray World War, or beige World War II goggles. It's not exactly what I was thinking of. The weird hair is also part of the wrestling style, I think. I might go with those goggles. I should stop being a cheapskate and order some really nice, the nicer action figure goggles tend to cost considerably more. Alright. Those are more safety goggles, which we'll have a use. These are more ski goggles. Look at those. I used to put goggles on dolls and action figures all the time in the early 2000s. I could keep the little bits of hair back, but I think I will leave them there. You can't really see the love necklace. If I were more, I know it's possible to actually clip these letters off and put them on an actual chain. If I'm more industrious, is that a word I want? I might do that, but I'm not feeling it right now. Yeah, I've always liked that translucent pink heart necklace. Alright, well that's not the look I expected her to have when I painted her. Throw a crown on there too. That's a little too much. Alright. And I will leave those earrings on her, although those would be fun. But I will leave the little pink studs since they match well enough. Okay, and that's only 4 dolls, so I still have, I believe 6 dolls left. But I know this has been over an hour, probably even when I edit out the time I was out feeding cats and children and things. So we'll wrap this video up. What's stuck? What is stuck? What is stuck? That's very aggravating. I should probably purge some of the things in here at some point. But we have the repainted Midge, who is not impressed. This was an ugly sweater Christmas Barbie, who is a little more punk than I realized. Punk in a Vivienne Westwood kind of refined manner, maybe. Jam and Glam Barbie, who is purple on purple on purple. And Beyond Pink Barbie, who is all sorts of Barbie stereotypes. And so we'll see how far I get in the next video, and I hope you enjoyed listening to me ramble in this video, because that's why I make them, so I can ramble while you do doll stuff. So thanks for listening and hanging out with me, and I'm hanging out with you, and alright, I'm gonna stop now.